Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn Exploratory Factor Analysis in Research, in short EFA, the motivation and the measures. Now, what is Exploratory Factor Analysis and why do we use it? Or what is the problem? Or why do we need Exploratory Factor Analysis? So now whenever you are conducting a research, you face problem with some Likert scale questions. Maybe a question, for example, causes of road accident in your opinion. What causes road accidents in your locality or in your area? Then they start bringing statements, then you respond based on your level of agreement to that particular statement. For example, the drivers overspeed, then they will give you options: strongly disagree, and not sure, agree, strongly agree. And then the vehicles are not good, then maybe the steer of the vehicle always lock, then you state your level of agreement to it. And then the roads are there is no road signs on the road, then you state your level of agreement. And then maybe we have sharp curves on the road, you state your level of agreement. So we have a lot of information. Then these information are all trying to measure the causes of road accidents. So now with this one, sometimes you can get like 15 statements. So with this one, when you are trying to analyze them, it becomes very difficult sometimes. That is the main problem. And making a decision with it becomes also very difficult. Then in that case, we apply something called exploratory factor analysis. We now try to break these ones. If it is about 15, maybe we try to reduce them into and then put them into groups. Some of them have similar issues. Then we put them into group of similarity. Then we now use it to do further analysis. So that is basically what the exploratory factor analysis is about, trying to reduce the dimension of the data. For example, we have this items here. Then we apply exploratory factor analysis. You can see the problems here, the problem with it, you can read it yourself. And then the consequences, I think you can read them yourselves. And then what we need a method to reduce them into smaller groups, and that is what we call the exploratory factor analysis. It's nothing but to reduce the dimensions of the data, so that with the little dimension we have, we can use it for further analysis. So when researchers use exploratory factor analysis, that is reducing dimensionality, trying to discover when there is no existing theory governing the research. And then we also need to apply the exploratory factor analysis so that we can get insight for further analysis. Practical example, check this one. This is a survey of student satisfaction. So now, what are the satisfaction measures? This one are just student satisfaction in a particular university. So now you can see the items here. Lecturers explain clearly. Lecturers are knowledgeable. Teaching methods are effective. I get useful feedback. The learning environment is good. Classrooms are well equipped. I feel supported by the university. Staff are friendly and helpful. Administrative services are efficient. I am satisfied with my experience. So all these ones, when you are analyzing, you can't be taking this one by one. No. So in that case, what we do is we apply exploratory factor analysis, trying to identify measures that have something in common. So in that case, we assign them to a particular construct or a particular factor. So now with all these ones, you come here, we now put them into factors. Teaching quality. When you check here, lecturers explain clearly, lecturers are knowledgeable, teaching methods are effective, I get useful feedback. All this one boil down to teaching quality. And then we also have environmental quality, because learning environment is good. It's talking about the environment. Classrooms are well equipped. It's also about the environment that you stay. And then we also have, I feel supported by the university. Staff are friendly and helpful. So when someone is helpful, it means the person is supportive. Administrative services are efficient. So all these ones are under support services. So instead of dealing with these 10 items, we now have 3 items to deal with. And dealing with 3 items is easier as compared to more than 3 or 10 items. So what measures do we always use? We have our KMO, which talks about the suitability of the data or adequacy of the data. And Bartlett's test of sphericity, also talking about the relationship within the variables. Are the variables strongly related? Communalities, how a particular item fits the group it belongs to. Aging values, how many factors, it describes how many factors to consider and the variance that is being explained. Loadings, which items belongs to this particular factor. And then script plot confirms the factors to be considered. So now I have already explained the KMO. So these are the values we use. When we come to the KMO, preferably it should be, the KMO value should be 0.7 and above. But when we get 0.6, it's also accepted. And then the sphericity, when we run the results, we check the p-value. Then if the p-value or the significance value is less than 0.5, then it is good enough to take. And then the communalities, it should be, the communality value should be 0.5 and above. 0.5 and above. So then we pick the communality value. So if the value is less than 0.5, we are considering removing it. That means it does not fit well into that particular group. And then we have our aging values. So the aging values, we come here and then we pick the aging value, the factors which aging values are more than or 1 and above. So those are the factors we consider. The rest, we don't consider them. So if the aging value is less than 1, we don't consider. So over here, we can take only 2 factors because the aging values here are more than 1 or 1 and above. And then we have the factor loadings here. These factor loadings here classified the items under the factors or items that belongs to a particular factor. So over here, we have 3 main factors. We have factor 1, 2, and then 3. And then you could see that, and then we check the loadings for each and every one of them. So if the loadings are more than 0.4 and above, then we can consider. Otherwise, we remove it from that particular side. So when we come here, under factor 1, we have 7872, 0.67. The rest, they are small. So all these ones, item 1, item 2, item 3, they belong to factor 1. Then when you come to factor 2 here, item 4, item 5, item 6, they load more in factor 2. So that means they belong to factor 2. And then when we come to factor 3, item 7, item 8, item 9, they load well here. So that means they belong to this particular factor. So basically that is what the factor loading is about. Then the script plot also confirms the number of factors to be considered, and then we use the elbow. So after, when we reach the elbow, we take it starting from this side, descending in descending order. So when it reaches the elbow like we have it here, so before it branches, so we pick from the elbow and above. So when it is descending, when it reaches the elbow, all these ones are no more necessary. So we only pick from the elbow to the top. We don't take those added down here. So this one makes the same decision with this one, with the agent values here. And then what the results mean, what EFA results mean in research. So many items, exploratory factor analysis is applied to find patterns and relationship, and then we now put them based on items with high relationship in a particular construct or under a particular factor, and then we now make a decision based on that. So what does this happen? It reduces redundancy, reduces many items into few meaningful factors. So teaching quality makes more sense than when we are saying the lecturers are knowledgeable, the lecturers are this or that. So when we just say teaching quality, everyone understands it faster. And then we have learning environment. The environment too is very good, and then supportive services. So these ones makes more meaning as compared to this plenty grammar, this whole lot of grammar. So, and then we can use this one to make our further analysis. And then why researchers use EFA? That is to discover underlying constructs, develop a refined skills, reduce complexity, improve reliability and validity, and prepare data for further analysis. In summary, many items, exploratory factor analysis is applied, and then we now reduce them into groups, and then based on that we do further analysis. Thank you. And then our next video we are going to use SPSS to dive into the main factor analysis. So let's stay together as we learn. Have a great time. Bye.